Hello, and welcome to a Prune wine review. It's could be really nasty. This is the good fellow Bruno's Beer Reviews. I actually I remember him saying something about Prune wine. Then when I got home and did the beer haul, I'm thinking, why is the blooming cider on this beer haul? But obviously it's not. It's actually Prune wine. So, I think it was 2 or 3 years ago. It must have been in COVID year, when the first edition of the first Prune wine was actually done. By gosh, it was rough. And the reason behind Prune wine, as I've always told people on the channel, is because prunes are plums. So I thought, okay, so if I do Prune wine, then basically it's plums. So surely, you ferment it and I'll get a plum wine. Was I wrong? Yeah, of course I was. I got a bloody prune wine, and it was, shall we say, harsh. It actually did get better towards the end, or less my taste buds could tolerate, some right shite. And at the same sort of time, I had pomegranate juice wine, lots of different stuff on the go, and the good fellow Bruno's Beer Reviews, Harry, Ramsey Brewery's finest, he also did it, and this is his 2-year vintage. It is not Meadow or Merry Down or whatever it's supposed to be called. So I'll get a glass. I'm not sure that's the right glass, a pint glass. I know. Well, we'll get the bollock glass. Yes, because this could go up bollocks. Good evening, Mr. Shark. How are you? So, Prune wine. If I get it open. You would not. Good evening, Greg. How are you? Bit of smoke on the that actually looks pretty good, to be fair. Look at that. Bloody hell. It's got a nice fizz to it. How did he get his fizzy? Mine was always I'm sure mine was always flat. It's got that same look that I remember from my Prune wine. These were the days. The Prune wine reviews. I look back now, and I needed to wear a hat in them days. I actually brought it up. I needed a photo of Prune wine. There's fireworks galore around here. Good evening, Mr. Stoutkin. How are you? And you won't think it was November the 3rd. As bonfire night turned into prune juice. Yeah. One day I was drinking a pint of it. Fucking pint of prune juice. Why the hell I was drinking a pint? And I'm halfway down the pint, and I had severe wind and that, and I thought, this is not going to end well. And I had to pack in straight away because so this will probably be better once the air gets to it. I can't see because there's this stupid bloody cross in the way. Out of the way. So, as you can see, it looks hazy, murky, brown, And Harry was telling me, Bruno's Beer Reviews, that someone he made it, who gave it to, absolutely loved it. So, It's that moment, that moment when you think, and the bloody internet's having a funky. I've just seen it's gone down to 1 bar. So we'll see if it goes back up. At least with StreamYard, you can see that. There we go, back up to full now. Oh, it's pissing down there. Hey, that might stop a lot of the fireworks. So, it's got some aroma on it. It's 2 years old now. Oh, has got a plum aroma. You know, got to be honest. I don't think it's as harsh as what I remember mine being, but yeah, it's Boundary Camper Session IPA from Northern Ireland. Oh, fair play. Oh. Did you have your beer festival, Greg, with your beer? Has that already gone ahead or is that coming up? You know, the internet these days is so absolutely crap. Facebook, all I see on Facebook, oh my God, that is, I'm getting a warm feeling all the way down here. What yeast? I don't know. I would assume that I was hoping that and Harry might come on and comment. Good evening, John. He's not put anything on the back to tell me what the ABV is. So last weekend I sponsored an Azvex beer. Fair play, mate. Good beer, good brewery to sponsor as well. One of these days I'll get to Liverpool. Hopefully sometime around about next July. That's when I'm hoping to get over to Liverpool and go and see Azvex. If not, then we're going to what's it called? Prestatin. Harry's out drinking 7.1% Imperial Miles. Oh, fair play. Yeah, we're going to Prestatin. So Prestatin's not overly far away from Liverpool. I presume about an hour round the coast of to Liverpool, I suppose. Not that I know, but I know it's up north, and yeah, it's about as much as I know. Prune juice, an old chestnut. New Year review was a classic. God. I can't get too drunk reviewing it though, but I shall have a good go at it, as you do. Good evening, Chris. Tell you what. Make sure. Good evening, Mr. Village Idiots. Make sure to give Will a swerve. I definitely want to go to Polly's Brewco in Mould, up that neck of the woods. Anyway, my session IPA is lovely. Oh, fair play. What's everyone's beer of the year so far? Supermarket or brewery beer? Tell you what, I've got to be honest. My own beer of the year is the beer that I brewed. I didn't pay for seven. Good evening, Luke. I didn't pay £7, mate, for a third. I seen it and I thought, there's no bloody way I'm paying £7 for a third. No way at all. You've got plenty of bog roll. Just had a shit before I come out, to be honest. Not that you really needed to know that, obviously. But I thought to myself, let me empty the tanks just in case. But yeah. Yeah, I went to Black Iris tap room, and it was their dark Halloween beer festival sort of thing, and it's got some poke to that, it has, and yeah, I mean, you had a tiramisu, impy, and Oreo for £5, and that was good with a £5. And then I seen the two emperors at £7, and I thought, not paying £7. Not for a flipping third. You know, you've got to make a stand somewhere. Lower the bloody ABV instead of charging silly money for beer. Yeah, I've not seen a lot of your beer reviews, Greg. Mr. Borman beer reviews, of course. Are you still doing them? I tell you what, YouTube's awful. I hardly ever see anything on YouTube these days. Good evening, Ali. It has been a while. Hope you well. Mould Ale House is a good place to drink. Polly's. Oh, in Mold Town Centre. The brewery is just on the outskirts of Mold. Yeah, I'm thinking we're going to Prestatyn for 4 days next October. And I'm thinking of doing Mold the night before so that we can go into the town centre, we can have a beer, and then go to the, as long as there's some places where you can actually have a good drink. Salisbury was a bit rubbish for that. There was literally one pub and there was no craft beer bars or anything. It wasn't a great, it took a month's break. Fair play, mate. I don't blame you. It's a hobby that you need to control. Beer reviewing is, and beer drinking even, you know. And if it gets too much, then stop. And that says that for me, who these days seems to be putting out more beer reviews than anything. But half the time, the 1 minute beer reviews aren't really beer reviews, because there's not a lot you can say in a bloody minute anyway. Not a lot you can say in 4 minutes. But I think some new people will do home brew. A round of beer can be up to 60. I know you've got to be very careful what pubs you go into with the rounds. We've got a friend who we do rounds with, and you get to some pubs and you're like, shit, it's in the fucking prices, isn't it? And yeah. Then you walk past the Wetherspoons. Shall we have one in here? £2.76 or whatever it is a pint. Not that I want to go to bloody Wetherspoons anyway, but Azvex Marna is hands down my beer of the year so far. Right. Ooh. Azvex, the Redemption of Vanity. 13% peanut butter brownie imperial. My beer of the year. Ooh. 2 for Azvex then. That's interesting. I've not had an Azvex for... It's been a while since I've had an Azvex. I'd need to look back at some of the beers that I have had this year to see what is my favourite. I mean, my Sticky Toffee Imperial that I barrel aged for 4 months was just unbelievable. And I mean, when you've got people at my wedding and other, you know, commercial brewers saying, bloody hell, that's some beer. That was, you know, some moment. And I'd love to rebrew it, to be fair. But I don't know if I'll be able to barrel age it for 4 months. I don't think it'd last a month, to be honest. But these things happen, don't you? But I do think home brewing is going to be becoming more prevalent in the long term. When you can make 40 pints, once you've got the kit, when you can make 40 pints of a dipper for 30 quid, all in, you can't fault that. Using plastic bottles and all that to put your beer in afterwards, you know, pop bottles and stuff. You don't have to go out and buy, you know, once you've got the bottles, you don't have to go out and buy anything again. It's definitely going to be interesting. So, Luke, I am doing I'm definitely doing the Adventure Beer Advent Calendar from Nottingham. But I may well be getting beers that nobody else is getting, simply because I think he wants me to review beers that nobody else, certainly that I hadn't had before. As for Advent Calendar, my MOT on my car's Monday. And I dare not spend any money until I know that my car gets through the MOT, just in case I get absolutely walloped. Once my MOT's out of the way, then I'm going to go for it with an Advent Calendar. Well, you know, money permitting. Anybody got any Advent Calendars that they really like the look of? I've done Thornbridge, so I'd really rather not do Thornbridge again. Even though the Thornbridge one was pretty decent, to be fair. Sirencraft do one. Brewdog, I was looking at theirs. The money on Brewdog is pretty decent, the price. But the fucking internet's on a funky again. Cadbury's one that was good. Cadbury's, they're not doing a beer calendar, are they? Cheap. Let me just scroll back up. How do you scroll up on this? Way up. Let me just scroll up because here we go. So in America, they're learning how to do homebrew days on Saturday. Fair play on that. Evening, just about to drive home from Fireside is Harry Late. I've tagged him in because it's his Prune wine. I was hoping, apparently he's drinking Imperial Milds. Beer of the Year, Polly's 5 years quadruple IPA. Oh. Second in my Beer of the Year, Brummy Fails, a red wine barrel aged Belgian triple. Ooh, nice change of styles as well. Here we go. I think I'm back up now. All it was one before the Annihilation by Asvex. Mind you, Vocation Plum Barrel Aged job was a cracking sour. Ooh, not seen that one. Thornbridge one would be great, but not for 90 quid. No. And I've already done the Thornbridge one, to be fair. Yeah, it was open with the Drink Valley Tap Room Festival. Ah, cracking. Cracking Place Mould Ale House, Billy. Best cask beer in North Wales. Ooh. That's interesting. We're going to Cleethorpes which don't sound great, does it? In March. But Grimsby's next to Cleethorpes. And Doc's Beers are there, if anybody's ever been to that place. But also, just over the Humber Bridge, I ain't got a clue how far it is, but just over the Humber Bridge is a Great Newsom Brewery, and I'm looking to get some beers from there. However, in Grimsby or Cleethorpes, I'm not sure which, there's a bottle shop there that has got an absolute stunning amount of bottled and canned beers. Talking about Cleethorpes. Anyway, back on this and give you reactions. But yeah, Mould, really looking forward to going there. £90, I'd want a fish supper and a bed and breakfast. Yeah. Why is Grimsby really, really bad fish smell? I went to Staves once and my brother's Atoms in Hull too. Ah, yes. So Hull's only just up from Grimsby, isn't it? It shows you how shit I am. I know where Nottingham is. Most of it. There are parts of Nottingham I've never been in, to be fair. I'd love to do a House of Trembling Madness. Pick your own advent calendar. Proper Christmas themed beers, but it would cost a fortune. This is the problem, Ali. There are advent calendars out there that I really like the look of, but you know, with the price of beer going up anyway, it gets to the stage where you think, oh, and the Simon Craft one interests me. Beavertown's only about 70 quid, but who's going to do a Beaver? You know, is Beavertown? I don't know. Are their beers that good? I haven't done a lot of Beavertown over the years, to be honest. Obviously, I've done Neck Oil and some of the ones that are in supermarkets at the moment, but I haven't done a lot from them. Brewdog, a lot of theirs are the supermarket beers, and they're not that great. Brewdog Bournemouth was cracking, by the way, Greg. Yeah, very decent in there. Although the rest of the town, well, yeah. There's a decent pub that does book them on cask. But yeah, if you're looking for craft, well, not a chance in hell. Although there is All Ale the Ale, which is on the outskirts of Bournemouth. So yeah, it's not all bad, but I don't remember mine having a fizz to it. Harry's managed to put a fizz on his, and it's not bad at all. He's done a good job of that. 2 years on, though. Ooh. I prefer to pick my own Crimbo candles, so I like. Yeah, I can't fault you there. Did you go to Swanage? No. We did go to Blandford, to the home of Badger Bears. I did go to Wimborne. We stopped in Poole. Went to a micro pub in Poole. No cask beer on, even though they advertised cask beer. Walked in and they had Verdant and Polly's on keg. I says, well, I'll go for the Verdant, you know. Poured it out and it was as oxidized as hell. And I didn't even put on my social media that I'd been, because I don't really want to give credence to that pub. It wasn't the greatest at all. There's an interesting Brew York advent calendar, mix of stouts and Christmas beers. That is interesting. The only thing with Brew York, they're up a certain person's arse. Cern Abbas Brewery down that neck of the woods. Ah, yes. Yeah. There was only so much. And, being a beer person, there's only so much I was allowed to get away with. I mean, I got away with a lot as it is. I went to 8 Arch Brewing, fantastic craft beer brewery. Picked up some of their beers, just a beer. What, there's one, the others are over there. Oh, here's one as well. But, yeah. It was a bit lacking down there, if I'm being honest. You realise when you live in a big city like Nottingham, how well off you are, both for cask beer pubs, craft beer pubs, and certainly tap rooms. We in Nottingham are very well off when it comes to it, compared to places, like Bournemouth and that. And where we stopped in Great Yarmouth earlier in the year, and again, down there, they are. Did they pull you up saying Verdant the wrong way? How are you supposed to say it? Siren Calendar might have some of the Caribbean chocolate cake series of stouts. Yes. And Rob's got I've seen that Mr. Hopsy, and Rob's got some. Bloody hell, I need to start watching social media a bit more. Or maybe I did, and maybe I did click on that, and I just didn't get picked. Rob would get picked for obvious reasons. Good evening, Darren. Beer reviews are going well. Plenty of them these days. 1 minute beer reviews in pubs, and then obviously the standard beer review when I'm at home, which is, I always prefer the longer beer reviews, to be honest. Gets me out of the bloody ass. Keg beer only really has a 14-day shelf life. Has it? Key keg, poly keg exceptions. Ah, yes, I thought key keg had a longer date. Lots of pubs have no footfall, and the gas use for dispense taints the beer after a bit. Ah, I didn't know that. This is the interesting thing about the world of beer reviews, and obviously the chat as well, because people know more than you do. And I certainly don't know everything. Okay, now don't know everything about me ass. I mean, worth checking out Signal Box Micropub in Cleethorpes. I might have seen that. There is in Cleethorpes or Grimsby. I'm not sure which is. I think it's actually in Cleethorpes. Is that the one with all the bottles of beer in? And somebody's messaging me on my phone. Yeah, lots of bottles of beer and a couple of keg taps. But yeah, we're going there next March. Are you ready for Christmas? No way near. No, I've not bought a single present. We've got my car MOT on Monday. It's going to fail. I've got an awful knocking from the back end. Also, Willie's in Cleethorpes. Is that your thing? What the hell's Willie's in Cleethorpes? I'll go in there. Yeah, when I go over bumps. So I think we'll have the shock absorbers going, or there's a bit of welding needs doing. Hopefully not too much welding. Hopefully cheap welding. And I know that because they needed some welding done last year, and I reckon it's the same bloody weld. I reckon the welders that did a crap job of welding. You'd think if they're good at welding, they'd do it properly. I think they just did a crap job. That's the problem with cars, isn't it? Who you get as mechanics. We've now got a decent garage, but they still charge. But fair play on them. And a few of the vocation starts this last two bloody lovely, and folk complaining about the price. Took 2 years. That's time in bottle. My son's going to buy me some beers for Christmas, and I'm tempted to tell him to go to vocation and get me some from there. Lights in the garden are up by now. Normally, yeah. Not with this. They were in COVID year. Yeah. God, somebody's messaging me. Yeah, in COVID, they were up in at this time. Last year, we got them up quite late because of the dog and, you know, the issues with our Charlie Boo. But this year we'll have them probably middle of November, to be fair. And I'm just watching the internet, because the internet, like always in this shed, seems to die off a little bit. Seems to be going back up again. Yeah, I looked at Vocation last night. Got good amount of beers on there. Tell you a brewery that I really like, and from Newcastle area, Tyneside, whatever you call it. Three Brothers Brewing Company. If you look at their beers, they've got a rum and, I think it's a rum and coconut porter, and an Irish cream stout, and there's some nice sounding beers, and they do some great cask. I've had quite a few of their cask beers in Nottingham recently, and never heard of them until last year. And I'm really impressed by theirs. Tempted by the Imperial Brown Ale. I know. It's that time of the year, isn't it? You know, when people say to you, right, what am I buying you for Christmas? And it's like, all right, then. And you start looking around breweries, and there are some banging breweries out there. Yeah, I've had the Marshmallow Porter from Three Brothers and the Red Ale. I've had quite a few on cask. They know how to do a good dark beer. Yeah, they really are good with their darks. And I think I might get the wife, because we've put a limit of 100 quid each this year on each other's, simply because just so we can afford to do it and be a bit more sensible for Christmas. We never go into debt for Christmas. We never have. Never put stuff on the card. You know, it's always about doing Christmas the right way. However, you know, because we're going out a bit more these days, we're trying to limit the, you know, and to be fair, like most people, if you want something, you'll buy it anyway. So so she wants, I don't know, a new bloody air straightener, and I just want beer. Yeah, I'm pretty much the same all year round. I said to Beer Dad, if they had 440 cans, they would be 9 quid, and that's it. So it has to do 330. I personally think that 330 mils or even 250 mils, you know, for big beers is a good option these days. I think to bring the price down on beers, make them 250. Yeah, it's not a lot. Have a 450 mil for somebody who wants to get a bigger thing. But if you put it in the 250 mil can or bottle, then at least then the prices can be lower, and people are then tempted to get more from that website because they can afford to get it. I think that might be a smart way. And it's the same with pubs and that, craft beer places doing thirds. I certainly think that there needs to be a smaller than thirds, quarter, fifth. On a big impy stout, a fifth. Yeah, you're not getting a lot, but if you want more, you just go buy more, don't you? But it's certainly a way to entice people, maybe to try stuff like that £7 third the other day. That I said, no, I'm not having that. But if that was $3.50 for a sixth, I'd have gone for it all day long. And I do wonder whether, you know, in a lot of ways, they've got to go for that at some stage, with prices going up and up and up. Although Sainsbury's, to be fair, today, walked into Sainsbury's today, and their beer price is £2 a bottle, 4 for 7. I don't think that's that bad. If you walk into Morrison's, £2.75 for Rainwrights, and it's like, shit, Rainwrights for £2.75. You're taking the piss. Anyway. Oh. The aroma's really good. You know, he's done a good job with this. Harry has. I ain't got a clue what the ABV is. But that has vintaged off really nice. Nice fizz to it. I mean, it still looks like shite, to be fair. There's not much you're going to do about that unless you put some finings in. I suppose if you put some finings in, would it go clear? Oh, I'll know later. I'll know later if it gets regurgitated. But yeah, all good fun. Yeah, but as for advent calendars, I do want to get a second one. Blue Monkey Brewery, they are bringing out 12 beers of Christmas, and that's another option to do from December the 1st to the 24th, live beer reviews, doing them, but then go for a 12 beers of Christmas, which you can start drinking on Christmas Day, obviously, and go for something a bit more interesting, Impy Stout route, and doing 12 beers that way. It's an interesting option for me, you know, to see for review purposes. Got a pint of Camden Pale in the pub last week. Rub it, £5. Pint of Camden for £5. You're actually not doing too bad, are you? Really? I've seen the Camden. Is it the Camden Stout? And what's this business with bringing out all the beers in 4-packs? Who the bloody hell wants to pay for a 4-pack of beer? I noticed in Sainsbury's tonight there was Camden Stout in a 4-pack. There was 2 or 3 new Brewdog ones, and again they were all in 4-packs. And I thought, I'm not paying for a 4-pack. I mean, to be fair, if there was somebody who did reviews near me or a drinker, and we went off, then that'd be fair play. But yeah, I'm not paying £7 just to review one chuffing beer, especially if it turns out crap. St. Peter's are, mate, and if you live in the right area of the country, certain shops are doing both the St. Peter's beers. The Christmas ale from St. Peter's is literally stunning. The winter ale as well is well up there. The Christmas ale just nips it, but the winter ale is just, you know, both them beers are absolute crackers. And yeah, I wish I lived in the Norfolk area. Yeah. Yeah, Ali, if they did 4-pack varieties, that'd be really interesting, because, and even if you paid £7 or £8, wow, Justin Booth, Fuller's Vintage Ale for £5 for 500 ml. That's actually quite cheap for Fuller's Vintage. I have tasted it, and I did a small review, and it is tasting bang on, Adam. Yeah, although it was slightly hazy on the pour. It would have been much better straight out of a bottle, obviously, and sat at home, not a bloody beer festival. But yeah, it was nice. See, these are things we just don't get in our end of the woods. And look at Booths. Booths is, you're way up there. I'm in the middle of the country, and we don't even see it. It's fucking balmy. £5 for vintage, 8.5. I'm sure that's gone down in price from what it used to be. I wonder if Waitrose has got it in. There is a Waitrose in Newark. The Bailey's types of drinks. I love the Bailey's drinks. So I've actually got, not that I can touch them for obvious reasons, because I get a bollocking off the wife. But we've got Ballycastle white chocolate, unopened. This is the bad boy that I want to try, the tiramisu. Oh. I might have to get another bottle, you know, just for bedevilment. And I think I've actually reviewed this. Sure I have. Chocolate hazelnut and caramel. That Ballycastle, for the price they are, They are, you know, they're a fantastic Irish cream. Not as strong as Bailey's, obviously, but they are stunning. I have no problems with the slightly lower ABV. I'm tempted to do a tiramisu imperial stout. I am using essence and going down that route. Shouldn't be long before the Impy that I did with Alter Ego comes out. So that'll only come out to the Alter Ego tap room. Tiramisu didn't last a minute in your house, didn't it? Was it nice? I know. I can't believe it's still sat in the shed. Yeah. I've got to wait till Christmas. Bloody Christmas. I'll have to get to Boobs Mersey. I've still got the last 2 years fullers in my cupboard. How do you keep on? How do you keep on saving your beers? I can't save a beer for shit. Yeah. Somebody'd have to nick it and take it off me for a couple of years, because that's the only chance in God's green earth that I wouldn't drink it. Will Bailey's come on the club card? I think so, Luke. I think there will be a battle of the there's always a battle of the supermarkets, but one, you've got to have the money at the right time, and you damn well know it's going to be some sort of club card battle between Tesco's and usually Tesco's and Sainsbury's. Asda tonight, I went into Asda tonight. Their beer range is absolutely shite. Sainsbury's, to be fair, I thought their beer range is probably the strongest out of the supermarkets. I need to go to Tesco's. B&M was shit. Own Bargains has got a few decent ones. Ali, worth a second bottle? Definitely. Yeah. I might have to get another bottle just for bedevilment. Good evening, David. How are you? I have a 220 vintage ale still. I don't know how you do it. Yeah, there's no chance on God's green. You can use Tesco Club points in Brewdog bars now. I think, wow, that's interesting. Good evening, Craig. And how was it? How was it at the Bang the Elephant Tap takeover, mate? Fill me in on the details. And you've obviously met Michael and Nigel before, anyway. I hope Michael was all right. He's been going through quite the rough time just recently. Asda's crap for food now. Also, yeah, Asda. It's pitiful. The spirits as well are so expensive, as well as the beer, and the range is crap. Yeah, not even worth going in anymore. It's just not worth going into Asda. There were 2 beers that were new, and I looked and I thought, I have no inclination to review them at all. You know, nothing. Good evening, Lorraine. Hope you're okay. So I'm on the vintage prune juice wine from Mr. Bullman Beer Reviews, also known as Harry Meadows, also the head brewer at Ramsbury Brewery. And it's actually a really decent prune juice wine. Got a bottle of Bailey's from last Christmas unopened. Is it still drinkable? Yes. However, Bailey's does have a best before. Don't know what's going on from our phone. Does have a best before date, but if it's unopened, I'd still neck it. Best thing to do is take a sip, and you'll soon know if it's not neckable or not. Just put my other phone on just to see if anybody's messaging me, or the arse is burning down or something. But I've got no messages coming through yet, so all good. So. On with the drinking forged Irish stout. Oh, is that the Conor McGregor one? I've not seen that yet. Supposed to be at. Was it? And again, that's another 4-can jobby, isn't it? I'm not paying 4 cans just to drink one bloody beer. Does my nutting. Yeah, his YouTube channel. He went on TikTok. But TikTok's a bit strange, Luke. All I look at is beer on TikTok and some of the strange stuff that you get. It was a beer festival. Their Port Royal was awesome. Yes, indeed. It is nice. I've not had it in can. I do need to get some more of their beers, to be fair. But like most things at the moment, you know, there's lots to spend your money on at the moment. I'll get there in the end. But I have tasted it and it is nice. I think what I was going to say. They are doing another tap takeover in Nottingham in November, but it's all cask. So 7 different cask beers. So I'm good for that. Who the hell's messaging? That's my wife, Cakes by Tracy. Jesus Christ, she's getting message after message. I should have turned my bloody phone down. It's quite nice, very similar to Guinness. I think that's why they aimed it. Conor McGregor, Brewdog with that black heart, all aimed at trying to take the Guinness market. Local pub has it a nitro pour for the Forged. I've not seen it anywhere, not in Nottingham. Although I don't go to all the pubs in Nottingham, of course. Too many bloody pubs. Never get around them all. Cost you a fortune. And I'll be stinkingly drunk after about 6, as I was on me stag do. Although drinking 15% imperial starts don't help. 14% barley wines and half a pint of it as well. Not just a third, half a bleeding pint. Oh God. Drank that and my legs were wobbling after that. Like a prat, I didn't eat no food. I didn't fall over though, so there's a blessing. And my it's going down. It's finally starting to go down, the bruise. I can still feel it, but it is going down. So that's good. Just need to get the videos now off my phone. How much is the average pint in Nottingham? It depends, Luke. There are still places in Nottingham. There's a micro pub in Eastwood, £3.50 a pint. And that's their blanket price. They don't go above a certain percentage in ABV. They don't go above 4.5. I'd say in the Star Inn, which is where I go drinking quite a bit, it tends to be from about 380 to about 550. But that's on the cheap side. You know, he sells volume, so he'll get the punters in. £7.25. Shit. There's me moaning about a third for £7. The price, you know, some pubs in Nottingham you will pay a lot more for. The city centre you'll always pay more for. Still waiting on that Bang the Elephant bar to open, the Emperor's Brewery bar. I just hope that the prices aren't going to be too silly. Otherwise, you'll get the people with money going, but a lot of your drinkers will be looking at the pennies. And if there's one thing I don't like doing when I go out is having to look at the pennies. You know, when you look at the price and you think, "Oh, I'm not paying that," and especially when they are fantastic beers, and you're like, "Oh, I'd love to try that beer," but you know, fucking hell, and especially if it's your round. I've told them that if they need a gardener, I'll go down and sort all the garden out. They can give me some tokens for beers. Is it going to be a wet pub? What do you mean by that? What's a wet pub? It's both indoors and out. There are some photos on, I think, on Emperor's. Well, the pub's called Tuscan Raider, and I'm sure there's some photos on the internet. It might be a video actually of the pub. I know they're having problems with the licensing, but you know that area of Nottingham is in a massive decline at the moment until they get the Board Marsh sorted out. So you would think craft beer pubs don't get idiots anyway. Generally drinks only. I think there is going to be a little bit of food there, a little bit of food matching. Well, I wasn't going out tomorrow to the pubs, but I am now. The wife's bought train tickets to Kendal. Where's Kendal? And fair play. You've got a fantastic wife. A wife that likes the craft beer just as much as you do. My wife's getting there, though. Her appreciation of beer is getting there. She likes the odd best bitter. She likes the odd impy stout and other stouts. But she still likes lager and all. And tomorrow she's driving. Lake District, Stout Wars tomorrow at the bars. All the bars have stouts on. Oh, fair play. Fair play. How's Carlisle doing now? I've not took no notice of football. Are they in the same division as, is it Mansfield and County? I can't remember with football. I'm hardly watching Forest play these days because, yeah, flipping injuries. Our best player is out injured again, and he was out injured for most of last season. But when he comes back, he's banging goals in against everyone, and we just need him back. Just look to the best June 24. That's well in date. Those food trucks are a bomb now. Food trucks are everywhere these days, aren't they? 13 bloody quid though for a burger. It gets relegation zone. No, we're a league above them. Getting their owners soon now. Fair play. Mansfield, well, to be fair, Mansfield and County doing quite well this year. I just hope they both get promoted. You're not in Derby's league, are you? In the same league as Derby County? That'd be funny. I'd love to see Carlisle give Derby County a good walloping. Had this cherry beer the other day called Kestrel, like in a Duvel bottle. So nice. Kestrel. We are in Derby's league. Please wallop Derby for us, you know, just so I can give shit to some Derby mates. Ramsgate are playing Woking in the FA Cup first round, the furthest they've ever got. Wow. Beat you 2-0. Shite. Yeah. I think it'll be a while before Derby go back up. This is the problem. And Nottingham Forest have had the same problem. Once you do get relegated, then you've got all those players that you're paying money for. You've got to get rid of them, rebuild the squad with players that are good for those leagues. But the money you get for the players that you had is never anything like what you paid for them. And, you know, they want to sit around and earn money for nothing. Oh, bit of sediment at the bottom there. Might as well finish it off. Did say I'd be down the shed a good hour. Mr. Blue Nose Beer Reviews. If you watch this later, we're going to go for the old bottle. Smash bottle. Prune juice wine. Oh. Don't know what's going on with the phones. Oh. Good luck to Ramsgate. Oh. So it was Bang the Elephant actually in Ramsgate, Craig. Good to see them getting around the country. I did say to them that it will just all of a sudden it will just ignite, and you know, more breweries will want to do collabs with them. Tap takeovers all around the country. Just took dog out for a walk in the rain. He smells like that wank. Fucking hell, that Brewdog Shore Leave. Either I got a Duff bottle, or if it smells like that, I drank it and I got smell and taste of wet dog, and it was disgusting. I was expecting a lot better than what it was, and it certainly wasn't me, you know, having a go at Brewdog. You know, if a beer's good, it's good. Their Rum and Rattle, I think, was one of the best supermarket beers of last year, if not the best. But Shore Leave, well, somebody needs to go on leave because it was awful. I'm hoping I just got a Duff can or bottle, whatever it was. But yeah, it was rough. It really was. I may do a Doom Bar Shore Leave, and then that Asda one. Is it Lidl or Asda? Their clone, beer versus beer, all three of them, and you know, put the story to bed. Although people do like Doom Bar, don't they? You see it everywhere. My workplace at Newark, they've got Doom Bar on keg on the bar, and no one's offered me a pint yet for me to double check it. That was in Ashford at the Generation Craft Beer Festival. Rightio. Little Shark something. Yes, Adam. Yeah, I know I've had it. I've reviewed it on the channel. To apologise for the grey hair. Yeah, look about 20 years older when I take my hat off. Let's put the bloody hat back on. I'm not like Craig. I haven't got a lovely jet black hair. Yeah, all them years of bloody stressing and mental health issues. It's not good for you, you know. And I do hope everyone is well out there. You know, life can get tough at times, and it does get tough. So let's do a bit of a review on this. Got to be honest, the nose is absolutely spot on. £2.95 for Fuller's ESB. See, £2.95 for Fuller's ESB isn't that great a price, but the vintage ale for a fiver is bloody stunning. I'm sure I paid £8 for Fuller's vintage years ago as well. Or was it their Impy Stout? I've no idea what the booze content is, but it has got a right boozy kick to it. And it just. But the nose is sublime. And whatever Harry's done to it, Harry brewed it, but was also on a 4 for £5. So £2.95 and 4 for £5. Fucking hell. It's actually worth getting, isn't it? I wish we had. Next time I'm up that way, I'm going to a booths. And this is the good thing. You know, with having holidays around the country these days, I've been certainly, like when I went to Poole, I went to the local Tesco's, and while I was in there was 13 new beers, and I'm like, yes, Christmas. And I came back with probably about 100 beers in total. Yeah, wife was well impressed. And more beer holes than you could shake a dog at, but yeah, it was all good. And I'm looking to do the same thing on every single time we go away, because it's different parts of the country. There are bound to be breweries that I've never had a beer from. 2,000 breweries in the UK, if not more. And there's lots of breweries we've all never had beers from. So it's all part of that journey, isn't it? You know, when you're around. And I suppose people like Mr. Bullman Beer Reviews and, you know, going to different football grounds. If there's a Tesco's, if you've got time, obviously, to go to a Tesco's or a shop nearby and just see if there's out local on as you come out, you know, before you get the train. It's well worth doing. Shore Leave should have left it on the ship. Yeah, fucking hell. They should have just buried it and then man put it on the ship. Ripon in Yorkshire. Is that Yorkshire craft beer? Don't think we'll go that way, to be honest. Not that I know 100% because I've not looked at the maps to get there. But if there's a diversion through Ripon, and if that's Yorkshire craft beers that I'm thinking of, then I need to go there anyway, just to save up a few hundred, you know, to one side for beer review stock, as it were. And although March not a great time of the year for me, but later in the year I'm all good. Next year we aren't paying for 2 bloody weddings, So, and hopefully no more car issues. Touch wood, please, touch wood. No more fucking car issues. Yeah, we don't want no more car issues. Had enough of them. I've had enough car issues this last year or so to last for 10 years. No, mine just one. It's still got some poke in the aroma. Got to be honest, if you was to brew prune juice wine and then leave it for a couple of years, what you're getting, apart from maybe a bad stomach later and a regular cycle, it's actually a wine that's absolutely bang on. Well fucking played to our man Harry. That's actually stunning. I ain't got a clue what the booze factor is. If you use 6 bags of sugar, then you could be talking about 13, 14%. 4 bags around about 9%. So it's certainly got some poke on the ABV. I can taste the pokiness. And Booths. Castleford. Ripon is 40 minutes drive north of Castleford. Yeah, it depends where it is in relation to Cleethorpes. If it's up the ways from Cleethorpes, I'm going to struggle getting the wife to venture that way. But if it's down the ways, well, that might be interesting. We're all getting to that stage now with my youngest. He's in his next year, he's in his 3rd, 4th year at school. So he is not allowed really to have any time off for his own well-being, and not just about us taking him out of school. So it's going to get more difficult to go on holidays. So we're going to have to utilize weekends better, and have slightly longer weekends, like a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night, and maybe come home on the Monday morning, sort of thing. And I think that's what we're doing at Cleethorpes. I think that's what Cleethorpes is, basically 3 days away. Possibly on the Saturday, driving down to Ingermells to Fancy Island, and go in there on the second tallest roller coaster in the UK at the moment, at least. Although when you're on there at Fancy Island, if you've been, it's not the Millennium, it's the other one. But when you're on there, you're on the ride, and it don't sound right. You're on there and you think, fucking hell, is this even bolted properly? I dare say it is, because they do have health and safety, but do health and safety get up and check every fucking bolt? I doubt it. I come off certain rides and I'm thinking, thank God I came off that ride alive. Oh, so Friday night, you would think it was bonfire night tonight, but a lot of people in Nottingham have got a lot of money to waste on fireworks. We're not even bothering with fireworks. We aren't. To be fair, our kids never really have. We've only once had proper fireworks in the garden. Once we've been to somebody else's house, paid 20 quid and chipped in for some big fireworks. Not the stuff you get in supermarkets, but I'm talking the big stuff. But other than that, we're not really bothered. Never have been. Better off going to some free display where somebody else is paying out all the money. So, the run up to Christmas. 24 days of live beer reviews and chat. Should be a barrel of laughs, to be fair. I'm looking forward to it, getting back on the bandwagon. And then I'm also looking forward to doing 12 days of beer 12 days of Christmas. So December the 1st to the 24th, Advent calendar, and then doing 12 days of Christmas. So basically 36 days of live beer reviews. And then that might actually get me back into the thing of doing live beer reviews on a regular basis. And, All about choosing the different beers, though, isn't it? It'd be good to buy. Well, I'm hoping to buy 12 beers of Christmas from Blue Monkey near me again, helping out the local breweries. I suppose wherever we live, there's always a local brewery, isn't there? And there's so many disappearing last year. Good breweries, many red cards. Well, hopefully not. There might be a beer I haven't canned on a Black Friday. That'd be interesting, Luke. That would be interesting. When's Black Friday? Is that coming up? Hopefully it's not. Well, hopefully if it's next Friday, I might be good. Depending on what happens on Monday with my car, If I'm crying if I cry on a beer review from Monday onwards, you'll know that I've had a really bad fucking time. But yeah, I ain't had a red card for ages, to be fair. I'm getting better at not getting myself too drunk. There's the odd moment there's the odd slip up along the way. None of us are perfect, are we? Where you do drink a bit too much. He's probably watching now thinking, what's he fucking on about? And but I've been a good lad for a while, to be fair. So yeah. These things happen. You blokes who have got no partners to bollock you, or ladies who've got no partners to bollock you, you're quite lucky in that respect. But then some ways you need a judge to calm you down a bit. Some ways, as much as we think we can, a red card under a VAR review. Yeah, could you imagine that? So I know I've had red cards, I've had yellow cards, I've had a few black cards. They're not so good. Yeah, they're real bollockins, they are. And yeah, they're far above the red cards. But I can't be the only one. Come on. Adam, Greg, Luke, Craig, and so on. I can't be the only one who's had mega bollockins, and I only want to hear somebody say it. You're not the only one. Just to make me feel better, to make me a little bit less, only when she spends too much. Yeah. To be fair, I am, as relationships go, I'm in a really, I've got a wife who's quite tolerant of me, and sometimes, like most people, sometimes you get the wrong end of the stick, and you react to the wrong end of the stick, and you fire back, and then you realise that actually both sides weren't on a different wavelength, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, I thought you meant this, that sort of thing. I get red cards all the time. Oh, thank God. Yeah. I suppose in some ways, the more you drink, the more you can cope with drink, and the more you hide it. Don't think I had one in years. I've drinks myself. Yeah, you're the only one, Maggie. Cheers, mate. Yeah, well, if your wife's drinking with you and she gets as drunk as you do, then that's not so bad, because you're both in the same boat, really, aren't you? Mine are usually volume and time related, and that's why you don't really see me on beer reviews, late night beer reviews anymore, or jumping onto lives doing chats and stuff, simply because, one, I'm absolutely knackered most of the time, and I'm falling asleep before 10 o'clock. Yeah, and it's that time of night where I'm just too tired of watching TV and that. So I hardly ever do that now. And there was a time where I was up to like 3 or 4 in the morning, and and now we haven't got the dog either, so I can't even do dog shit reviews, because I can't even say, oh, I'm taking dog out, run down the shed and do a beer review, because with no dog, I can't get away with that. We are looking at getting a dog, though. We are dog lovers, and we just, to have that little bit of companionship. although it does hold you back as well in a lot of ways. But to have that bit of companionship of a dog is so, you know, if you haven't got a dog in your life and you've got the ability to have one and certainly give it the love it needs, they are great things. But obviously you've got to have that in you to do that. Barbecue reviews. Yeah. Wasn't even the year to do barbecue reviews this year. We've actually had probably 2 barbecues this year, and they weren't even proper barbecues because I was cooking outside where everyone was sat inside. Just a shit year for barbecues. Always makes me laugh that COVID, from March in COVID year, March to August, was some of the warmest weather that we've seen in years. And then after COVID, we've had pretty much shite weather. You've not done a live for 3 months, Craig? I didn't even know. This is where, you know, I've not been watching simply because 1, I'm busy. 2, I've not seen anybody doing anything live or anything. But it's certainly not showed up on my fucking YouTube feed. So I've got all the beer reviewers that I follow. I'll stress that I follow. Not every beer reviewer, because there's some, you know, for obvious reasons. But I've seen enough, and I hardly see anything from other beer reviewers. It's fucking ridiculous. Do you want my dog? No, we're going to go for a little, probably a Cocker Spaniel, to be fair. Young one. 50-50, maybe alive later. Fair play, fair play. It's funny, you know, because once you get back in the habit, I fell out of the habit. Bollockings from the wife. But I fell out the habit of doing beer reviews massively. And I think as long as nothing happens from December the 1st onwards, I think I'll get back into the habit. And as long as I can keep the beer wall relatively interesting with beers, you know, when there was about 10 beers on the beer wall, it was absolutely boring because every one of them was a shit beer that I didn't want to review anyway. But if I can keep doing it, then I'll get that mojo back. And it's all about mojos, isn't it? Yeah, I'm hoping to do lives literally at 6 o'clock every night to keep myself away from everybody else's lives. If anybody's actually doing lives these days. Like I say, I have no idea. I've not seen anyone do a live on my feed for a long time. Unless Hopzine was doing a live earlier. His unboxing of those siren beers. But other than that, and I didn't see it live anyway. But yeah, ain't missing doing reviews, to be honest. That's sad, isn't it? And this is the problem, that when the hobby becomes uninteresting, that's when it you know, it's sad, especially after the years that we all put into that hobby, and certainly the enjoyment that people get. Well, hopefully. Good evening, Tad. How are we? So, but hopefully I'll get back into it, because when the wife's watching Coronation Street in Emmerdale, I can't fucking stand either of them. And I've watched more Coro and Emmerdale these days than I have done for years. And yeah, I don't even like, and I'll actually get into it at one stage, which is really sad because I don't want to get into it. But you know, these things. Yeah, the beer review scene has been amazing. From before I started doing beer reviews, I'd literally been, you know, dumped by mates I've known for years because of mental health issues. I kept away from people, and then doing the beer reviews gave me my own focus to do. So I actually love doing what I'm doing. The 1 minute beer reviews are just my way of showing the breweries that what their beer looks like when it's out in the public. A little bit of a review, but nothing too serious, at least. Super chats have slowed down. Yeah, he does like his money, doesn't he? I did notice that. One of the only times I've looked on his channel, and people are commenting, and only the super chats got a mention. Although, to be fair, I'm sure I said hello or something, and he did actually shout Raggy up. So fair play to him on that. But yeah, then I turned off 2 seconds later because I couldn't be done with the chat. Yeah, the chat was boring. You know, it was what it was. You know. So, gotta be honest, hats off to Harry. That is a superb prune juice wine. I had no idea if I've got the shits later. I'll you know, I'm sure I'll find out. But the aroma is fucking lovely. That is a superb aroma, like a plummy, pruny aroma. Yeah, it don't sound great, does it? But it does. It smells fucking great. Oh, the aroma's fantastic. It looks like fucking diarrhea. You know, gotta be honest. Yeah. Here's a commercial brewer. I'm just some twat who brews in his fucking beer room. This one's a commercial release. No. He did this. He followed my prune juice wine, and he brewed it. And I think it's his somebody he knows, an uncle or something. Took most of them off him, and he gave me a bottle when I met him at Ramsbury Brewery a few weeks ago, and had to drink it live because you know, prune juice wine was a big thing for the channel, and it was a big thing for me. Drinking 24 fucking liters of it, Jesus Christ. I did give some away though. Yeah. Yeah, I remember once or twice on the prune juice. Yeah, and the stomach was gurgling, and yeah, that wasn't the greatest. Yeah. Good evening, Mr. Dive Monkey. How are you? And yeah, I'm tempted to do some juice wines again. The orange juice wine, to be fair, was pretty fucking decent. The first one was bang on. Although these days, when you think about the cost of orange juice, the cost of sugar, yeah, and yeah, and then yeast, you know, these days you're talking about double the cost what it was years ago. Stomach cleanser, prune juice wine. Oh, hey, made to make your mouth water or your arse fucking tickle. One of the two. But the strength, there's some good strength there. Yeah, in the early days, yeah, gym equipment. Yeah, soon got rid of that shite. There is a lot of brown water around, isn't there? Yeah. The toilets at my workplace is every morning, and we don't need to go any further on that conversation. Good evening, Paul. How are you? I've never had toothache since, though. Sad. Yeah, but yeah, it's potently powerful stuff. Mine was a lot harsher than this. It won't age for 2 years. And I'm tempted, very tempted to do some juice wine rebrews just for the crack, you know, because like I say, 6 cartons of juice, 6 bags of sugar, good champagne yeast. You need a good yeast. Bish bash bosh, brew them. You could even put them in a barrel and just barrel the buggers and then pour yourself a barrel out, you know, and do it that way. Imagine prune juice in a barrel. Vocation Brewery selling prune juice wine. Raggy's prune juice wine. That'd be fucking hilarious, wouldn't it? Yeah. I think they might kill it off. Oh, they know it's me, Greg. Yeah. Fucking hell, I even went in with hot water afterwards and gave the toilet a quick clean. And this says, fucking know when you've been to the toilet. And yeah, 4 hours later and the toilet's still stinking. That's homebrew for you. Yeah. So if you ever brew at home and you work in an environment and you go to the toilet, yeah, you might want to open the fucking window afterwards and spray some stuff because, yeah, it's not good. Yeah, I feel sorry for those who clean our toilets, and if they go in any time after I've been, because it's not a good start, not a good place. And there's no windows to open and no fans, so you can guess. Yeah. Gotta say, our Harry has delivered a superb prune juice wine. The aroma is amazing. Still looks like diarrhea, but it tastes pretty decent, to be fair. It tastes a lot better than mine did. But for 2 years aging, wow. I'm so glad I got to try Mr. Blue Nose Beer Reviews, his prune juice wine. That's probably the last prune juice wine I'm ever going to taste, unless I rebrew my own, which you never know, could happen. But oh, gosh, I'm feeling it now in my stomach. It's in the other regions. I'm not really bothered about feeling it just yet. But as always, on another night, yours versus his. That would have been funny, wouldn't it? On another night, we'll do a beer versus beer. Or just maybe a trip down the Arboretum and, you know, talk about days of finding stuff that, you know, like, yeah, some of the stuff I used to come across on the Arboretum. But if anybody's eating, it's not a good time, you know. Yeah. You would never, ever want to be eating pork when I talk about stuff like that. Yes. But yeah, as for Advent calendars, December the 1st onwards, one review at least a day. Maybe two. If I can get another Advent calendar, definitely two. Fucking, if only I could remember them all. I need my mate, Paul, whose memory is probably better than mine, to remind me of some of the stuff that happened on the Arboretum. And once it comes back into my head, and it's like, fucking hell, yeah. And I mean, yeah. I might actually do, maybe a non-live, but actually do a trip down the Arboretum. And, you know, because that'd be funny as hell. Or actually go down the Arboretum and walk around and, yeah, say what happened, you know. Because, you know, 20 years of working there were so many funny stories. And, yeah. Oh, dear. I might have to try and get him to remind me of some of the funny stuff that happened over the years. And, or put it on my feed and, just so I can once I remind myself, I'll know, because obviously it'll just trigger your memory. But you know, over the years you have so many memories that you just forget, and then all of a sudden something will happen. It's like, fucking hell, yeah, and you'll just piss yourself laughing. And that'd be the funny thing to have people who used to work with me, and then we go through some of the stuff. And some of the stuff was just fucking mind-bogglingly hilarious, you know. and I'd get fucking sacked on a grand scale. Good evening, Harry. That was fucking amazing, mate. The nose, superb. The taste, it still looked like shit, as mine did. But that was a really nice. What was the ABV in the end? Because I'm feeling a bit wankered. Yes. Greg did say you was out on the Imperial Milds or something. 7.1%. 15.2. Fair play, fair play. Oh, that was the ABV. Oh, no wonder I'm feeling a bit wankered. Yeah, that was banging. Was it 6 bottles of prune juice, 6 bags of sugar, and a good yeast? Someone was asking about the yeast earlier, so I just I might have to go trip down Raggy Avenue, you know, and rebrew it just for the crack, and then barrel age it. Oh no, if I barrel age it, I've got to fuck about. No, I'll bottle age it and go down that route, you know, just for the crack. You know, you can just use it for the lives, because lives, they are funny on lives, and same with the pomegranate. The pomegranate was one as well. God, that fucker was rough. Oh, but yeah, that was banging. That was it really was, and it was a pleasure to finally review the other prune juice wine that was out there. Yeah. Oh, I reckon my stomach though. I reckon it's doing its 8 cartons. Oh. And 6 kilograms of sugar mixed with the prune juice when warm. Right. That's interesting. So hot water in first, or warm the prune juice up. See, I chuck the prune juice in cold. But to warm it up first, and then stick the sugar in, and then into the water. That might be interesting. Okay. Might have to have a trip. Might have to do a slight rebrew. You know, for want of rebrewing. You know, I mean, it was nowhere near as harsh as what mine was. Mine was fucking harsh as hell. Fucking hell. My arse knew about it as well, for want of a better word. But yeah, the aroma, it had a good aroma. It was a very decent aroma, and a good taste as well, to be fair. I mean, it's still, like I say, it still looked like fucking prune juice wine, but there you go. Decent figure for the OG. Whoa. I might have to do that, you know, just for the crack. Yeah, it was the aroma on the nose was stunning, and the taste, to be fair. Oh, it's good to get. I was going to message you beforehand, but I forgot. And then all of a sudden the wife says, "Oh, we're doing this tonight." I thought, right, live review. And one of these days I'll give out a proper notice of a live review, so that people can at least join in if they're not doing anything more important, like watching Coronation Street and fucking EastEnders, which is really interesting. But you know, we've all got lives. We all like what we like, and it's simple as that. But there you go. But in any case, I better go back to the wife and try not to get a bollock in. Oh, I can feel the ABV in my fucking legs. Right down here. Top of my legs, I can feel the ABV. I'm now going to grab some Imperial Plum Porter and go up the house and maybe have another pint before I go to bed. But what yeast? It would be champagne yeast or wine yeast, because you wouldn't use anything lower than wine or champagne, that's for sure. A turbo yeast would be something. to use a turbo yeast to really get that ABV up. I remember there was an Asian fella on the live chats a while ago, and he got, was it a rhubarb wine? And he got something crazy like 24%. And it's like, fucking hell, how much sugar? And 24%, fucking hell. Hey, that's not good. I mean, it is good. I'd love to drink it, but it's not good. Because, you know, it will hit your legs and your bowels. Yeah, hopefully tomorrow morning, about 7 o'clock when I wake up. I'm good at that time. I'm quite regular at that time in the morning. Yeah. I get to work and it's like, Jesus, toilet. Sometimes it's at 6 o'clock, but, you know, them days, hopefully not too often. 6 o'clock is US 05. Right. Right. Oh. Pretty resilient at high ABVs. Oh, I'll have to check that out. I might have to check that out when next time I do an imperial stout, because I've done imperial stouts, and they've the one I've just done was supposed to be 14.4. It topped out at 10.5. However, the thickness of the impy was quite nice, actually. It's quite nice and thick with the unfermentable sugars. But it would have been interesting. And I actually used a normal yeast and a wine yeast to try and get the ABV up. But yeah, I'll have to try that. And, you know, got to try these things, haven't you? But anyway, I better get going because I will be getting the red card. Hopefully that's not one. And but massive thank you to each and every person who joined in tonight. A massive thank you to Mr. Bruno's Beer Reviews for the prune juice wine, which was absolutely stunning. Yeah, I can feel it in my cheeks. I can feel it in my legs. I can't feel it in my arse, but that's probably a good thing at the moment, at least. But anyway, thank you all for joining in, and many more live beer reviews to come. Yeah, I do want to make it a regular thing. Yeah, or maybe not that fucking regular. Yeah, if I got the shits in the morning, then you'll know. But see you soon. Cheers. That's if I've turned it off, you know.